I remember I had. I know her too well. He's got many names. That's one of his names. I'd rather fucking No. That's what I was trying to do. I didn't want you to do it. That's what I like. It's the worst. Thank you. Something fresh from uh-oh, Granddad found the job. You can feed the bear, feed her air. You not like it, Lincoln? You want to help him with that? Mike, will you grab this plate?
Say smile for Billy. Smile for Billy.
Coming back here.
She's busy.
Say, hey, Billy.
Chris checks. That's coming good.
Probably earlier than I realized.
Yep. Oh, that's when they get to their big ones. That's got rice.
What's going on out here? No thanks. No thanks, Leon.
Where's all the girls?
I don't know.
Where's all the girls?
There she is, down there. Well, hey. How you doing? You think I was somebody else?
Hi! It's only me! Look!
Yeah.
Spill it all over the carpet out here, and this is a Sunday school. And they come in tomorrow to Sunday school, don't spill it on the carpet.
Well, hey. Do you... You know who I am?
They have a big time.
They sure are.
Get on some of that.
A big piece of chicken.
They have a good time.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
We also have dirt dessert and
Dirt dessert. All right. Dirt dessert. Dirt dessert. Dirt dessert. Oh, you want to pick right here? Okay.
Who is it? Hello? Yes? Daniel was on it.
Yeah. It'll make you wherever it's like. Hey, weapon. Dirt.
Find out. I've got it.
I know.
We don't know for sure.
We're gonna do something special now. Everybody, we're gonna do something special now. We asked everybody if they could to think of something funny concerning my dad and all, and so we're gonna. If you got something, we'd like you to share it with everybody, and I'll start off with my. Actually, he told me this story because I was too.
It's got to be true then.
I was trying to color what you said. I was too young to remember, but when I was about 3 or 4 or whatever, we were going on some boat ride. I guess it was Cypress Garden or something. And I was begging, like any other little kid, was begging to be able to hold my ticket for the boat ride. And we were walking on the dock, and he finally, okay, here, you know, after bugging him, so he gives me the ticket. So I'm walking along, and next thing you know, sure enough, I drop it through the crack of the dock, and it goes in the water. Fortunately, the guy that ran the boat saw it, so I was able to get on anyway. But I do want to thank him for not spanking me the time the first day when I cut my hair. So.
Just to show how young at heart he's always been, we're up at our first church in Ringgold, you know, wanting to impress the congregation and all that stuff. And I'm playing softball, and we're up at a softball game, and these 2 people pull up on this motorcycle, And everybody that's there at my church goes, "Who is that?" They take their helmets off and go, "That's my mom and dad." They haven't forgotten him still up there.
Well, I remember we went to the beach one year, as we did every year, and Daddy used to smoke, and he put his cigarette out in the sand, and there was this crab that came out from his hole, took his cigarette butt, and went back in the hole. Well, Daddy talked about that the whole trip, I think all the way back. Little crab sitting in the sand with his cigarette, watching TV. I mean, he was real creative, but we always Most recently, I was coming through the dry cleaners to pick up my dry cleaning about 7:30 in the morning, expecting to find one of the ladies there, okay? And this is before my first cup of coffee. You have to remember. Daddy comes up. Daddy's there. Oh. So he walks up to the window, grabs his ticket in his pen, goes to the window and says, "Last name," and then he starts laughing. And he's just laughing up a storm, and I'm sitting there going, "Last name, Daddy." and he's laughing. And I'm sitting there looking at him, and then he goes, "Last name." You have to know my father. We all do. His joke may not be funny, but he's funny. It was funny just watching him. Nobody but my dad at 7:30 in the morning could wake anyone up like that.
What really happened with the thing was that our counter girls, that's about how much personality they got sometimes, you know. It's like a computer. I mean, that's what I was doing there.
Well, who's next? Who has something they can share?
Well,
I don't know anything on the guy called his Lily White, but
I'm going to try one thing. I can't forget it as long as I live. We was out there one Saturday evening and we were having some sirloin steaks. I mean some beauties. And we're in pretty good shape. And Bill takes the flipper and the flap and the steak hits the ground and he picks it up and he says he'll never know the difference. And they did. True story, too. We don't lie about things like that. But he took his boat up to Lake Lanier, and he finds a stump out there. I guess he found it. I don't think it moved, but the boat did. So he gets it all patched up. And I don't know why he went back, and I think he was the same stump. I didn't He's kind of hard-headed sometimes when it comes to things like that, but he's pretty good old people.
I don't know if everybody knows, but I used to work for this guy, and he had red hair. He did some things that was very, very kind about doing things, taking coffee breaks and whatever, but he would print. He'd take that hat when he started to go to coffee, take it, put it on his head. I'm not glad he can see me. And he would look in the mirror, and he would walk through the plant, the black guys would look. I was getting broke in the first week working for him. I thought all of his moves, they knew everything about him. They could tell on Monday whether he would have a good week or not. If it was a good week, it was Mr. Mac. If it wasn't going to be a good week, it was old Mackie boy. Well, about 6 or 8 months went by, and one Monday morning, Bill hadn't shown up, and I was there, and he finally comes in, and the whole plant gets quiet. I didn't know what was wrong. I noticed something wasn't quite right, so I went over to one of the black girls and said, "May, what is wrong?" Said, "Oh, Lord." Said, "Mackie boy done put shoe polish in his hair." I won't tell the other one, Bill.
To clear that up. Kellen knows about this.
this magazine one day, you know, this Life magazine. It had a guy split right down the middle. You have gray hair on one side and black on the other. And, it said, I forget the name of that product now. A Great Day, that's what it was, Great Day. So I'm gonna get me some of that. Time to head back to his natural stuff. So I got me some of it. I went home and Carolyn had gone off somewhere. Right in the instruction plan, you know, they had a little kit. Had this, it was like shoe polish on it. It had a little hat, a little plastic cap, you know. This stuff when you wash your hair first, you get out there, you know, and put all this stuff on your hair, you know. And it's, I read the instructions in, it said, for just gradual, you know, beginning, you know, said just leave on 15 minutes. Said for full comeback, you leave on 30 minutes. Said for extra luster, leave it on 45. So I'm going for the 45. So I sat there, and but at that time Carolyn came in, here I am sitting on the floor there with this little plastic hat on. And so, anyway, she left again though. So I got, to get through, you know, you get in the shower and you rinse it out. So I got in the shower. And I was rinsing it out, I shampoo and hair, rinse it out, you know. And I got to thinking, you know, I said, you know, the guy's hair in the picture was black. And I said, I wonder if my hair is going to be black. I've never been black before. So I just kind of used my head out. Sure enough, black as Ace's face. So Raymond Morris used to live up the street from Mother, from the Beverly's friend. He was a beautician, you know. So I said, well, I'm going to call Raymond. I said, I'm going to I didn't like looking at it. I called Raymond, you know, and he was real nice. He didn't even laugh at me. Well, he was dead serious. He said, if you try to dye it another color, so you never tell what it's going to turn out. So he said, the only thing I can tell you is just get in the shower and just wash it and wash it and wash it. So I spent the rest of the afternoon. But it toned it down a little bit, but it was still hot. It took a while to get rid of that one. So that's what, when I walked in, they said, good night, what happened? Now let it go there, me and you both. Ray won't turn loose with it. No.
Ray just stops for 15 minutes. He doesn't go for
Yeah. For you. I'm gonna have to go.
24 years ago today, I was a junior in high school looking for something to do for the summer. What I needed to find was a real pretty girl that had a place at the lake. And I found out that this real cute girl named Connie, his father had bought a place at the lake. And I said, all right, I'll go over and romance her and get in good with her. And we'll be going to the lake all summer. We can ski and get tanned and just have a good old time. Well, the first part worked. I got in good with her. And we started doing some dating, and I got invited to go to the lake. Didn't know though the cabin used to be owned by a bunch of hippies, and it was a real dirtbag. All the windows have been painted over with all different colors of paint, and the whole inside has just had all sorts of mattresses and old furniture in there. I spent the whole summer fixing up that cabin, because when we went down there, we didn't go skiing until we had done some work, a lot of work. Well, I said, well, that was the first summer. I'll stay with it. Maybe the next summer we can go skiing and get tan and just later. No, we still had other things to do. We had to cut grass. We had to re-roof it. We had to re-floor it. We had to tube new walls. I want to let you know that after 24 years, when I go to the lake, we're still fixing up the cabin. So I'm really looking forward to this. He's a generous man, that's right.
So we try to plan a work party. We try to plan a work party in advance. You know, I said, Saturday, 2 weeks from now, you know, we'll have a work party. Mike says, I'm gonna have a funeral that Well, I'll tell it if you want to.
You know what happened.
Well, we had the Sunday school class down there, and it was pretty late when they all left. And so at that time, we didn't have a light down on the dock up here at all. And, so anyway, I had to go out and make a check on my boat, you know, and here's the dock here, and I was always tied up, you know, right on this side, see. Well, the boat had turned kind of like that, see. And so when I walked out, it was so dark, I was walking along the side edge of the boat. And when I got up, I did what you call taking a long walk on a short pier. And I stepped off right on that corner there, and that thing just got my leg. And had my glasses on. I went in the water, and of course I wasn't expecting to get wet. And I came up with no glasses. I guess was that Barney that wore the glasses under the water? I guess he got them. But anyway, I was out of breath. I couldn't hardly get my breath because I done swallowed a bunch of water. I hollered for help, and it wouldn't come out. Help! But anyway, finally I turned around and got over to the edge of the dock and held it on. And I finally got enough wind right at all to help. So Joe Echo, he finally heard me, you know, and he came down there. I thought nobody was ever going to come. Well, it got me out, and I survived that one. They had to give me some new glasses, though, but I never did find them.
Well, how far out was that dock?
Oh, it was about 70 feet.
That's pretty much way over. 3 or 4 years ago.
What kind of party were you in?
I never did tell me. It wasn't a birthday party.
It wasn't a Sunday school party.
Well, you have a history of losing your glasses in the lake anyway.
Kind of caught my surprise when you said
Always
Sunday
do.
school party.
And he was in the Navy, too. You think, what was the story about the one where you drilled a hole in the ship and the water came out?
It's never a dull moment.
We have a chief petty officer. Go ahead, Kayla.
It's Kayla's turn.
Okay,
She's
Kayla.
trying to tell me what she's going to tell me. I had never heard it. Go ahead, tell me. Come on,
Come
tell
on,
me.
tell it, Kayla.
What's your journey? You took a bite?
While Kayla's eating, I had a real nice experience with Bill. A little over a year, I guess, and after working about 6 or 8 weeks, I figured out why he got me to come to work with him. I was the only other white person there. But that wasn't all bad. It all worked out, and he's going to make things very equal for me, but he's going to make things very equal for all the people in the plant. So they were having a problem of who was getting paid and who was doing the most work and all of this type of thing. And they were about 18, the best I remember. Well, Mackie Boy wasn't in a good mood, and they tried to talk about that, so about half of them left. But the half that left happened to be the ones that did the thing called fluff and shirts. You ever seen shirts done in the dry cleaners? Well, all the shirt girls left. The Mackie Boy said, don't worry about it, me and you will take care of it. Me and you will take care of it. So we rock along, and it comes about 1 o'clock. Now, 2 good shirt girls can do about 75, 80 shirts in an hour. Well, it's only in July, it's a little bit warm back there, and so we went to lunch, and me and old Mackie Boy back there doing those shirts, and we got done, right? 22, Bill. About an hour and 10 minutes, ain't bad. You gotta be ready by 5. So we keep going, and Bill would never back down once he made a decision. About 5:15, he says, you reckon they'll come back if I call them? Well, he didn't call them, but they did come back. Because I couldn't tell whether I was white or black there for a long time.
We were going up there to Caroline's.
The expression on your face was what's still there.
I think of her sister more than any other brother, and I mean, he reflected
And just like that little reflection, he was really a good boy. He came to work with me, you know, and he just caught on and did the work so good until I didn't have anything to do. So when I do my 4 o'clock, you know, I said, I was going home. So I go home and I get up in the door, you know, and the screen's over locked. Connie and her little friends was playing, you know. And Connie come to the door, you know, and she saw me, she said, "Daddy, what you doing home?" I said, "I quit." I just walked on by her and went on back in the bedroom. Let's get her to the door. I said, "I don't think you can."
Yeah, Grim had. This dude dressed, there's no question about it. He'd have the sharpest shoes, the sharpest hands, the sharpest sport coat, and had this little blurb in the Atlanta Constitution Daily that says, "The man on the street." And it was articles like this: gentleman walking down the sidewalk dressed to the nines or something like that. A hat, a coat, with shoes, and athletic socks. I said, "That's Bill McDaniel's, wasn't it?"
Bo, I figured you'd tell about the time we bought the boat today.
I was going to leave that. But I will if you want me to. He brings the boat and they all come down to Brunswick, Georgia. And we go out round, follow the boys around to the island like we're supposed to. Coming back, it's starting to cloud up and rain, and he says, "Well, I'll just cut through here." I said, "No, that's a dead-end canal." "No, it's the way we came, right into the mud, a mile or a mile in there." And I mean, we're socked in. And I get out, and I rock, and I pull, and the shells are cutting my feet. I get him out of the mud bank, and he goes on around the corner from there. And he said, "Well, I'll just cut across here." I said, "No, Bill, that's sandbar." Boom. We get on the sandbar. Now, what time does he get out of the boat? And I'm cutting my feet up and get him off of there. And we go back around. We finally found the canal that went back to where we got put in at the marina. And I says, "Phew. Well, we survived it." And it's dark, but then we get home and we have good dinner. I mean, this thing's over with, boy. And then he starts, 10 o'clock Sunday morning. "Let's go back to the water." I said, "No, Bill." "Yeah, we'll take it over and put it in out there at the bridge." And okay, so we go out there. First thing that happens, I get off the end of the dock, low tide, feet cut all to pieces, pull that boat out there and hand the kids over to him. I drove. I said, "No way." I take the car and I drove over, and he's going around this end of this island and come back over to this other pier. I drove over there and I looked down there and he's in the mud bank. This time he had to get out. So he got the deal and a couple of them out and finally got it loose and brought it over there and says, "We'll go for a little ride down to the fort." Okay. So we're coming back out of the fort, everything went fine on this little tour, and we're coming back out. He says, "I think I'll just cut across here." I said, "No, Bill." Right in the mud. And this time I says, "You gonna get us out in the mud." So everybody had to bail out on that because he's running about 30. And we got it bailed out and got back over there, and I says, "Oh, thank God, you know, we got this thing back without getting stuck again." And get back to the house, start home, you know, when he got his boat out washed up and they start out. I says, "Bill, y'all come back to see us, but leave that boat." Don't bring the boat.
What they do down in Florida, so they don't know you're supposed to leave the water in there all day long. So like they do at the lake, you know, you go to the lake in the morning, you got to put your boat in and around. You got, you come back, the water's still up there, Down there, you go down there and they go over to Jekyll Island and they let all the water out of the pool while you're gone.
And he don't believe you when you tell him.
Way from and we were trying to get to her, and Bo had the ladder upside down, sticking it over the side.
Well, this fool is going to jump out about 100 yards out there in the bay. I said, don't turn the boat around and go back up.
And Connie boy, she said, get out of the way.
I was never so happy to see him move.
She swam to us, boy, faster than we could get to her. But we had some really things to talk about after we got back on the trip down there.
Yeah, I could show him my feet.
One time, well, say on one of those trips too, we were going down through there, and the little narrow roads back then, you didn't have expressways where we went through. But here we are, we riding along, we heard this airplane over there, something flying around up there. And here we're going down a little narrow street now. And I switched over to the right like that, and he banked that thing, and he'd a crop duster. Went out through the side and dusted his crop. But I'll tell you, that scared me, because I really thought he was dead serious on it.
You're gonna find him a Navy man, kill him.
Yeah. But we had problems every time we went down. I had 2 blowouts on the way down at different times, little wheels like that. You run at 70 miles an hour, that thing run about 100. And just each them little tires there, blow them out. We always get it to another, get to a place and got us another one.
We had gone down to the lake, just us two, when I was about 10 or so. He said, let's not even sleep in the cabin, let's go sleep in the boat. The boat, it pulled out, the seats would fold down and be a bed. So we did, and the next morning we regretted we had mosquito bites all over us. He said, what did you, they were all over you at first, and then you knocked them all over me the rest of the night.
Little adversity never leaves.
we slept in the cabin.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that anymore. Good idea that night.
Oh, you mean there's something you wouldn't do?
Sunday, everybody came over to our house in Smyrna. We were just little kids. And we were going to go swimming at the Smyrna swimming pool. But I don't know what happened. We just kept messing around. We never did get, we finally left to go to the pool. We got there, everybody got out of the cars, and we were, oh boy, I was excited, ready to go, He says, I'm sorry, pool's going to be closed in 10 minutes. Almost a little mighty disappointed. Uncle Bill's side, he's going to cheer me up. He says, that's all right, Ken, when we get home, we'll play cowboys and niggers.
I tell you, Herbert he probably was driving that day, because he drove around trying to find it, and they closed it up before he got there.
Well, that was the game ring in Florida. Florida was trying to find the game ring, because Beverly was with it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was, whoever swung the boat around like that, and here's old Ronnie coming right up over that tree, and we thought he was going to get hurt, and he just jumps at that. Leaps right over.
He didn't have any choice.
Paying attention, I was just having fun, swing out to the dock. Billy goes, hey, Ronnie! So I look over at Billy, and he goes, I look back, and here I am, like, right here. I didn't have any choice. I remember Aunt Carol turning around and
Speaking of which, Uncle Bill, anytime you teach anybody to ski, I think the first thing you ought to make perfectly clear to them is if they fall or don't get up, just let go.
You think you did?
I know. Remember Brenda hanging on. We thought,
I remember Ken too.
Yeah, man, how are you on that road no more?
I remember Ken was doing that too. He was holding on hard. You could see his nose. He wouldn't let go. I wouldn't let go part of
And when he says stand with your skis out this way and get ready to go.
And arms straight, knees bent.
It took a while to get that one down.
The problem, he's got to figure out how to fix it. So you invented a thing that would reel the rope in. It went on the back of the boat. You had to work with that. You did
About the bicycle ski.
that was the one that didn't work. And then we took Daddy to the hospital for stitches. But he's an inventor at heart.
I didn't think that one out.
Now they got jet skis, so that's what...
That's what I was trying to invent, the jet ski. But I had it all figured out. The thing would just come right up out of the water, you know, and I could be sitting up there, you know, just riding along. Whenever they get it out of the water, they finally just collapsed. Threw right through my leg.
That's right.
Everybody coming up. Really do appreciate all the good turnout.
You can pick up your $20 bill on the way out. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Want some banana pudding?
Hey, you gonna talk?
Say, look at the
Hello,
camera.
my cam. Whoa, there's my cam. Hi.
Say hello.
Hello. Can you say hi?
Say hi. Nick, you need...
Say hi. At least you're not crying. Oh yeah. Hi.
That goes part of your family.